You can sense the intensity as they await the arrival of the Tennessee team here at Cleveland Stadium. You can sense the intensity as they await the arrival of the Tennessee team here at Cleveland Stadium. Prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
What is going on, Vol fans? What's up, SEC fans? Bobby C here, aka Catfish. We'll run down the post game, get your guys' thoughts on it. The phone lines are open, 855-489-7623. And I tell you what, my opinion is one thing, but I really want to know what your opinion is. I see we got the Vol General in here, Ryan Schrick. We're coming for you, buddy, next week. SEC Football Tube. Who else is in the house today? We've got a guest going to be calling in here in a minute, but the phone lines are all open. Darkness God is in here. Glad to have you in here. Rhonda Orr, how you doing? Big shout out to you. You've watched me since last year. Let's see who else is in the house. Well, anyway, it was a 24-0. The good thing about this game, we've got the shutout. I got to listen to about half of it on the radio, and what I did hear, the offense didn't look too good. I want to know what you guys think, but I'm going to go over some of the stats here. I'm going to pull it up on my phone. Garantano was 12 for 16, which isn't a bad percentage, but only 168 yards. He did have a touchdown. Chandler had 158 yards, and I believe I heard on the radio that was the most yards by Tennessee running back since about 2013. London had 74 yards, Jordan 49 yards, Banks 55 yards. It looks like Garantano rushed for 20. Now, I did hear a play where there was a fumble on the 1-yard line, and what I guess conclusive evidence on whether or not he was down or not. I don't know. How can we have 100 cameras at the game and can't get a good angle on a call? Anyway, the phone lines are open. I'm going to go check and see if we've got anybody waiting on hold over on my call-in studio. Oh, wow, we got a bunch in here. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my guest, Lego on Fuego. I believe he's one of them that's calling in. He's a Michigan fan, but he's got a new YouTube channel, and he's trying to do a little bit different. He's got a lot of jump cut editing. He does a lot. He told me he takes him 10 or 12 hours to edit a video, but y'all go check him out. He seems to have a good perspective on football. He did go to Tennessee, but he's a Michigan fan. I don't know why that is, but anyway, we're gonna go to the phones. Numbers on the screen. And how you doing there, Ryan?
I'm doing all right, Catfish. How about yourself, buddy?
Pretty good. I hear the Auburn game is about to kick off. Has it kicked off?
It is. I got it on mute right now. I'm in the living room. LSU is driving. They just kicked off Stidham early on, and they're driving. They got second and goal right now.
Did you get to watch any of the Tennessee game?
I watched a little bit of it, not too much. The Oklahoma and Iowa State was a pretty good game early on, so I've been kind of keeping my eye on it for most of the day.
Yeah, I saw, I was getting a shower. That's why I'm a little late getting on. I had to go get me a shower and get me something to eat, and the waitress was horrible, to quote Uncle Lou. It took forever to get my food, and I was trying to cram it down. and just didn't get it down in time. But I'm out here. We're up live. That's all that matters now. I see Michael Tarleton. He's a good friend. He's been watching me a long time. He says Gators look good last Saturday night. Okay, who else is in here? Well, still that delusional Ryan. I'm gonna nickname you Delusional Ryan. We got Delusional Paul, and now we've got Delusional Ryan. I don't know what it is about his Gators, but they're in shambles. But anyway, what can
I do? What can I do to never be called Delusional Ray?
Oh, I don't know. I guess don't talk bad about Tennessee, I guess.
Oh, never that.
What did you think about Garantano? I've got a couple of Facebook groups I watched, and somebody posted up that they didn't think Garantano had the grit, and we need to get Chris in there. And I thought it was a ridiculous comment. I think if there's something that he does have, that's grit. You know, Joe Montana wouldn't be Joe Montana behind this offensive line. So I think that has a lot to do with it, but then again, I don't get to watch it. So tell me what your perspective is on Garantano.
I have the same thinking, really. I mean, I think for Tennessee fans, the expectations for Garantano were much higher than what they are here. You know what he's meeting now, but I think it's the same situation with Michigan. So I mean, I hate to bring Michigan into this situation, but you know, Patterson comes in. He can't, as good as Patterson is, he was a 5-star athlete. Did well with Ole Miss. He turned the ball over a little bit, but you know, he moved the football much better than any Michigan quarterback has in the past. But when you don't have an offensive line like that, I think you hit it right in the nail right in the head. When you don't have an offensive line like that, you're not going to be able to move the football the way you want to. So I think Garantano's fine. I think he's settling in just fine. And I'm with you. Outside of Trey Smith, you know, they have no kind of offensive line. So what's he supposed to do?
Well, we're going to go to the lines. I see we got somebody on hold here from a 629 area code. Says his name is Jim. Let's see what Jim has for us. What you got for Catfish and Lego on fire? Fuego.
How you doing, Catfish? This is the Vol General.
Hey, buddy. How you doing, Vol General? What's up?
I'm doing good. I just got out of the game. I think the game was a lot more lopsided than the score indicates there. But offensively, we seemed to struggle a little bit. And the offensive line was just terrible. When the defensive line for UTEP is bullying our offensive line, you know we have a problem. But all around, I think some people might be overreacting. I saw a few people overreacting on the Twitter, but all around, I think it was Tennessee played much better than what the score indicates there. Because Jeremy Banks, he fumbles the football. The ref said he fumbled the football. It was actually a touchdown. But we should have won that game at least 31-0. What do you think, Catfish?
Well, I heard the halftime report, just as I was getting parked here, we had 250-something yards of offense. But what did we have? Only 10 points to show for it. So we had the production. I don't know if we were shooting ourselves in the foot. I heard one play on the radio.
There's a lot of penalties.
Where they called a chop block, and they were saying that it wasn't a chop block because you have to be holding up one player and then another chop comes on that same player. But I don't know. I didn't get to listen to a lot of it. I'm out here in Arizona where the cell signal and the XM radio signal wasn't doing me too good, but I tried to get as much of it as I could. So what do you think about our defense? How did they perform, do you think? We got the shutout, but how did they perform?
All around, I like how the defense played. It's like really good, and it's a solid performance. And the offense, same thing with the offense. They played a decent game, but they kept on. The problem was this game could have been easily 42, 45 nothing, but we kept on shooting ourselves in the foot with dumb penalties, and that's what pretty much made it a lot less of a blowout than what it should have been. It was a lot more lopsided than the score would indicate.
Now, how much of it do you think was us getting ready for Florida next week? Were they doing a lot of rotations, substituting, getting a lot of different players time?
I really think that they were kind of looking ahead to Florida this week in practice. Maybe that might be part of it, but you should never do that. That's a very dangerous thing to do. A lot of people were saying that's what Butch did with UMass last year, looking ahead to Georgia, and we just about lost to them. So that's always a very dangerous thing to do. But the offensive line is something that's definitely going to need to improve a lot if we want to beat Florida.
I agree with that. Well, we got a couple more of you signing in. We got Adam Bumgardner. He's always on my live stream. And you know you've arrived. You know you arrived on YouTube when you've got an evil twin. We got Volunteer Roadshow's evil twin in the house. He says he's coming for me. I said bring it, and he said let's go. So we'll find us a parking lot. Maybe we'll live stream that someday. So anyway, what else is going on today? What are y'all expecting as far as, this is for you, Lego, with this Auburn LSU game? What's the score at right now?
It's 7-0. LSU did score. Hold on 1 second. I'm actually watching. I guess they're trying to find out. I got it on mute, like I said. It looks like catching a fumble, possibly. They're reviewing the play right now on Auburn's end, so LSU might have the ball back again. Oh, no, never mind. It is 2nd and 10, so it was incomplete. But, yeah, 7-0. I've been pretty surprised so far just watching it on mute, and I've been pretty impressed with LSU so far this year. I mean, I didn't know if Miami was going to be as good as advertised in general. They obviously weren't, but that could have been more about LSU being much better than advertised. So if they can pull this off, or at least put off a good fight in this one on the road, I'd be pretty impressed.
Yeah. Well, I just seen a comment pop up that Troy has upset Nebraska. Can anybody verify if this is fake news? That's unbelievable.
No, that's real. It was 24-19. Nebraska didn't have their backup quarterback in. That starter got hurt last week, so I think Michigan has Nebraska next week. So.
Well, we got a couple more on hold. Did you have anything else for us, Vol General?
No, man, that's good. I mean, that's pretty much it.
So,
I do have a question for you, man.
Did you get to go to the game?
Yeah, I got season tickets this year.
Oh, cool. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I live in Nashville, so it's kind of hard to get there, though. So I missed the Florida game. But anyway, my question is, the offensive line, what do you think about that? Do you think it's going to improve enough to beat Florida, or what do you think about the offensive line there?
I think they're throwing everything but the kitchen sink on this in rotations. I think they'll find a rotation or two that they can deal with, but we're so thin there. We just need to start recruiting and getting some better offensive linemen. I know we got a couple of them coming in, I heard, on next year's class, but that's always been a weak link for us for at least the last 6 or 7 years. We haven't had an offensive line that, I mean, can bust you up and maul you to death in a long, long time, and we need to get back there because the game in the SEC is won in the trenches, bottom line. So, and these defensive tackles are getting to be too big, too fast, and you've got to have an offensive line, and we just don't have it right now. Trey Smith is our best offensive lineman. But anyway, buddy, I appreciate it. You can come see me Saturday, October 6th. We're having a drawing to go fishing with me, a former Tennessee player and Super Bowl punter, Neil Clabo, is going to the Fishing for Soldiers fishing tournament. I'm going to help get the crowd pumped up for some football, and they're going to go fishing all day, and then whoever wins that drawing is going to go fishing with me and Captain Scott. We'll come back to the ramp about 3 o'clock. I'm going to get the crowd fired up for some football and do the weigh-in, do all that stuff. There's going to be 500, 600, 700 people at this deal. There's going to be a fair. There's going to be a lot of vendors there, so y'all need to come check it out. Come see me. Come say hi. You can still buy your tickets for that. They're $5 a piece with a 2-ticket minimum. And just email how many you want to volunteerroadshow@gmail, and I'll send you a PayPal invoice. But we're going to go to the phones. We've got one that's been waiting, about several minutes here, and we've got 2 of that's been waiting. But I'm going to go to, let's see, looks like Knoxville. You're on with Catfish and Lego on Fuego. What you got for us?
Hey, Catfish, how you doing? This is Ball Advocate. This is your buddy.
Hey, Danny, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I think that Garantano, I think he did pretty good. I think he's actually done pretty good like the last 3 games. I just think that like the offensive line, we have to work on that more. And we got to actually get some more people in because Trey Smith, he's really like our big offensive line guy. And I think that, Ty Chandler, he did really good, but I think the defense also played good. I think the reason why we got more points the last game against ETSU is the defense got more opportunities. When they hit the balls, they were able to intercept them and take them in for touchdowns. And then I think they really did good in this game because they held them down.
Yeah. Did you go to the game or did you watch it on TV? I didn't get to listen to the whole thing.
I watched it on TV. I went to the ETSU game. And then this one I watched on TV.
Did you see any improvement over last week?
I mean, I think that the defense has played good. They played good last week and they played good this week. It's just that they got more opportunities to turn like plays into touchdowns because they tipped some balls and caught them and went in there and scored last week. But this week they still shut them down because they held them to low yardage. I think that the offense, I just think that we need to mix it up and we need to let Garantano get some more passing in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, this would have been a good game to get him some reps in. Because I was looking at the stats. Like I said, I was in and out of the Tennessee game today, but I saw you guys ran for 345 rushing yards. So
yeah, and then Jared Garantano, if you look at him, with his pass, and he didn't really miss too many passes. He actually did pretty good on his passing. So yeah, I think he's been really been doing pretty good like the last 3 games. And this game he actually did really good on his completion ratio.
Mm-hmm. Well, I see I see Vol Rising is in the house. Y'all go check him out, sub him up. He does some videos and some live streams. He does a great job. And Herbert Bradford is in here.
Hey, Hey, Catfish, what do you think about Garantano, about his passing today?
Well, I haven't got to see it yet. I drive his truck all the time. Everything was over the radio. From what I heard, that he performed well. He was 12 of 16. I think he only had 168 yards, though. But, when you're running the ball like we're running the ball, he may not have to do that well.
But he had a couple of passes, like he threw like one a really long pass, and then that 81-yard breakout that Ty Chandler had. Well, he's done good with his offense and everything. They kind of rally around him because this year he's been more vocal than he was last year. So when he goes to the bench, like when the defense is out there, he goes up there and talks to all the receivers and he talks to the running backs and stuff like that and everything. So I think that they've rallied around him more this year.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, Vol Advocate.
Anyway, go Vols, and we're going to a bowl. I know that.
Oh yeah, I promise you that. I know we're going to a bowl.
Yeah, we'll go to a bowl.
I really appreciate you.
You've
been supporting me all year since last year, and I really do appreciate it.
Always Catfish. You're a true ball, Catfish. I know you're a true ball, and I know you've always been, and that's what we've always do. We stick by each other.
That's right.
You take care, Catfish. Okay.
All right, buddy.
Okay, bye, Catfish. Bye.
Well, what I want to do before I go to the next caller, I think I got Small Vol on the line, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to make a challenge to Ryan Strick. I know he's probably too scared to do it, but I want him to call the show. He's always on here, and I want to talk to him about next week's game. So don't give me this that you're busy. You're not too busy to type. Call the show and stick up for your team if you're able. But we're going to go to the phones and I believe this is Small Vol. What's going on, buddy? This is Catfish and Lego on Fuego. What did you think?
Hey, Catfish. Gotta tell you, man, I tell you what, there was not much positive to take away from today, other than the fact that our defense just absolutely dominated today. They were the reason why we won this game today. Offensively, we moved the ball, but when the fact that we have the ball in the red zone twice, and we only get 3 points out of it. We should have been up 21-0 by the end of that second quarter. The turnover hurt us, but like I said, we should have been up 21-0. This game should have been a lot uglier as far as for UTEP than what they made it out to be. So I guess Garantano played okay today. He did do well today on the deep ball. He had a couple of deep balls. I thought that was good to see. But let's be honest here. Do we really think that we can beat an SEC team? Look, Vanderbilt's improved, Kentucky's improved, Missouri's improved, South Carolina, yeah, they may have lost to Georgia, but they're talented. Alabama's talented. Auburn's gonna be good. Georgia's gonna be good. Florida, they're more talented than us. It's hard for me to see us winning an SEC game this year. I think that we possibly could make it competitive, but the thing is, Catfish, we don't have the talent to compete against these SEC teams.
Let me stop you right there. I seen on your Facebook page you said we'll be lucky to go 3-9. Let me tell you something. We're going to a bowl game. I promise you, we're going to a bowl game. We're going to kick Florida's butt. I see Ryan Schrick's on hold, and I'm going to chop him up here in just a minute. Yeah, we're going to lose to Georgia, Alabama, and Auburn, but we have a chance against South Carolina. I know that Kentucky and Missouri are going to give us a challenge, but I think that's coming at the end of the season, and I have faith in Pruitt that he's going to get our boys ready to play. So don't give up.
Wrong. Pruitt will have those guys. Won't have those guys ready, but when you don't have the talent to,
I think we got the talent.
Only do so much.
We've got the talent. I've seen too many coaches take less talent than we have and win some ball games in the SEC. So we've got enough talent. No, we don't have the talent that Georgia has. We don't have the talent Alabama or Auburn has. But we have some talent that if the ball bounces our way and we keep it close, that we can be competitive. I believe we have the talent. Our only thing that I'm concerned about is the offensive line, and I think that's just a rotation issue. But the secondary, that's experience. There's 3 starting freshmen in the secondary, and I think by the time we get to the end of November, those guys will be ready, and we'll get enough wins to make a bowl.
Right.
We will.
I hope you're right, and there's something about today didn't seem positive because UTEP is one of the worst college football teams in America, as we all know, and we didn't really take care of business like I thought we should have. So, yeah, there's a lot of positive to take out from the defense. Offensively, we moved the ball, but yet again, it's UTEP. So I expect a little bit more than 24 points, but a win's a win. I'm not going to complain about a win, but I want to see better next week against Florida. I just don't think that it's going to turn out in our favor. And like I said in my Twitter and my Facebook, I think that Tennessee fans might be overreacting when we said that we have a chance against Florida. We might want to rethink that. And I'll touch base on that on All for Tennessee next week.
Well,
I think next week, honestly, I think you guys are in a must win next week. Just look at your schedule. If you're talking about making a bowl game, you have after Florida, you obviously have at Georgia, you have at Auburn, you have home against Alabama, and then you have at South Carolina. So I can definitely understand your frustrations and your concerns next week for sure. Because for me, it's do or die next week. If you're talking bowl game, you have to win that game.
Absolutely.
But you got them at home. I think it's going to come. I mean, Tennessee and Florida has come down to the wire over and over again as of late. So I think it's one of those games where you just gear up, wait till the fourth quarter, don't freak out until the fourth quarter, and just watch and enjoy and hope you come out with a W in that one.
Hey, man, with the way that Tennessee and Florida has been playing, you're absolutely right.
Hey, Smallville, before you
I
get
think
out
I
of
did
here,
myself down.
before we get out of here, I can't run my truck because there's no air conditioning because the sound will pick up. But before we go, I want everybody to go check out Smallville. He's got a lot of obstacles in his life. I tell him all the time he's blind in one eye and can't see out the other, but that's literally true. He's at Jacksonville State, and he got him a gig on the radio from 10 to midnight, and I called him yesterday, and but I appreciate you calling in. Tell everybody where they can find you on the internet, Smallville.
Absolutely. So I have my own podcast called Be Gridiron Review. I've also got my YouTube channel, and you can find Be Gridiron Review on different podcasting platforms. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple Podcasts. I'm on Google Podcasts. All you gotta do is download the podcasting app on Apple Podcasts, or if you have an Android phone, go on Google Podcasts and look up the Gridiron Review. You should be able to see some replays of my podcast of earlier. And also, not only that, I also am a sports journalist. I write articles for allfortennessee.com, and I write articles also for the Tennessee Titans for titanslives.com. So you guys want to go check me out there. You guys can also follow me on Twitter at SmallballSanders, and I'd be happy to take your follow on there. And Catfish, thanks for the support, man. I really appreciate it. Hey guys, don't forget to check, and Catfish, don't tell them this too. Go check out my video. Do it for Garrett.
Yeah, well, you just did. Go check it out, and I appreciate it, Smallville. And now we're going to get to Ryan Strick. He took me up on my offer, and he called the show. So, you guys, I'm going to sit back. Hey, Ryan, I don't have any.
Yeah, what's up?
I don't have any cigarettes in here to smoke while I listen to whatever you're going to say, but just pretend I'm sitting back like that chimpanzee in the memes that's smoking a cigarette, and I want to hear why you think what you think about this game next Saturday, because I think it's going to be a butt whooping by my Vols on your Gators, but I'm listening.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep this short because I'm trying to watch my Gators play, and I get kind of loud when they make little mistakes because I hate seeing little mistakes. I've played football for 7.5 years, and it bugs me. So all I'm saying, Florida looked awful. We can all agree on this. Awful against Kentucky. We all know that, right? So the blocking on our offensive line needs to change faster than Usain Bolt can run a 40-yard dash. Like, Felipe is not a bad quarterback. He would be actually kind of decent if he didn't have to run for his life every play because we don't block anyone.
Yeah. What about this
defense,
Emory Jones kid? A lot of people are calling for him to be quarterback. What do you think?
He ain't ready to start. He's not ready. He needs to develop. He's gonna start next year or the year after that. He's the future. That's why I need him.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he's mature enough and ready to start SEC ball. So our offensive line could block better. Our offense in total could be 100 times better.
Yeah. Well,
and on the defensive side of the ball, what hurt me more than losing Kentucky, we had two lockdown corners on the side, C.J. Henderson and Marco Wilson. Marco Wilson tore his ACL in the first drive of the game for Kentucky.
Yeah.
And now we can only lock down one of Tennessee's wide receivers at one time now.
Well, so pretty much you have already conceded this butt whooping that's going to have to happen Saturday.
I have
right?
not conceded at all. I am saying what we have to change. What also we have to change is we need to learn how to tackle. We missed like 60-plus tackles against Kentucky.
You sound like a Tennessee fan.
Yeah, I know, right? I've watched a lot of Tennessee games, seeing my family being Tennessee, and I've never seen that many missed tackles.
Oh, by the way, did you get the Tiki Totem, the Tennessee one?
Yes, I did.
Cool deal. All right, go ahead.
So yeah, but what I think Florida has more talent than Tennessee. You should listen. By the way, you should listen to Garrett. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. No. He sounds like a very smart individual.
Why? Because he said that you're more talented in Tennessee. Look, here's the deal. And you better be listening to me on my Tuesday and Wednesday shows, because I'm going to bust you up. I've got some surprise visitors on my pregame trash talking video. I hope it comes through, and I hope I have time to do it. But we're going to beat y'all. It's not even... Look, the past is the past. I'm tired of Florida bringing in an average, mediocre, pedestrian quarterback, and we make them look like a Heisman Trophy quarterback for a week. We did that last year with the Hail Mary. I tell you what, this is a different sheriff in town. We've got Jeremy Pruitt. We're going to beat you by 14. So if you want to think about a wager, no money, just something goofy for this, you just let me know. You've got my email address. You've got my phone number. Be thinking of something, because you're going down. Don't be thinking about something too ridiculous that you're not prepared to do, because whatever we come up with, you're going to have to do it. I'm not letting you out of it.
Okay, well, I'll think. And also, yesterday you called Dan Mullen out, and that really pisses me off. Okay? You said you all thought Dan Mullen was the savior. He said, it doesn't look like it. Dan Mullen wasn't the problem.
Hey,
he wasn't. He actually
this is what I'm supposed to do.
In my opinion, he did really good.
I'm supposed to trash talk.
I don't care what you're supposed to do.
I'm supposed to cause a reaction, and I'm obviously successful at it because I caused a reaction, and that's what I did. So
you are being successful. You are being successful, and it hurts me to say it. I'm upset about that.
Well, anyway.
So my take on what's happening here.
What's your honest opinion on Dan?
Disappointed. I think give him time. He's in the same boat Pruitt is. I don't know which coach is better, but obviously Dan Mullen has head coaching experience. So I think he's a good coach. I'm supposed to, chop it up and talk trash, and that, that's what we're having a good time. But he's a good coach. Hang in there. But go ahead, Ryan. What you got before I have to let you go and get this next caller?
Last thing I want to say, we can all be happy that we're not Florida State and we didn't hire Willie Taggart.
Oh, yeah. All right, Ryan.
That's it. So these are my final words. I'm going to stay in your chat, but I'm going to watch the game. Okay, so go Gators.
All right. Whatever. Go Vols. You're going down, buddy. All right, we're going to take one more call and then maybe talk about some other games before we go, because I'm hot out here. I'm in Kingman, Arizona, and it is hot out here. You're on with Catfish and Lego on Fuego. What you got?
What's going on, y'all?
Hey, Vol Rising. What's up? What did you think?
People are fretting themselves.
What do you think about the game? Did you watch it? Or go to the game, or what'd you do?
I didn't do any of that because family stuff, but I got to listen to the game. It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
But anyhow, people, they're fretting themselves over the score.
Mm-hmm.
We were kind of spoiled last week with so many pick sixes, all the turnovers that ETSU had. We shouldn't expect anything for this game. It was exactly like I thought. It was a vanilla game, didn't show too much. Actually got to run some plays over and over and over on offense. Mm-hmm. That's a good thing. But overall, I'm not concerned about the score. Other people, they shouldn't concern themselves with the score. A win's a win. Moving along to Chris and Garantano. Today I really seen why JG was picked over Keller Chris. You look at Keller Chris, the guy was very inconsistent today. You could tell he was trying to fight for a job. He just couldn't pull it through. Running backs, I believe Jeremy Banks and Ty Chandler should get the job done. They had over 333 rushing yards today, which is actually pretty good, and it don't reflect the score, which is a sad thing, but in the end, it's a win. on the right side of the ball, right side offensive line, I mean, it seems like I'm talking about the same thing every single week, how we need help on the right side. We can't go through this every single week of the year until bowl game, you know. We can't do that. We have to have help right now. And it seems like today it was every other play with Drew Richmond getting called for a holding penalty. You can't have that in the SEC, you know what I mean?
That's true. That is true. Well, what do you think about the Florida game? I don't have a lot of time left, but what do you think? What do you predict?
A prediction, I'd have to leave that for either a live stream or a video, but I'd say it'll be a close game, maybe in the 30s or in the 20s. Felipe Franks doesn't have anything for Tennessee. You look at the offensive lines of the whole of the SEC, and they're all dealing with the same problems that Tennessee's having. Nobody's better than us. Nobody's worse than us. It's just a matter of us getting out there and willing to do it. Of course, I'm picking my Vols for the win. A major win for us. I'd say at least by 10 points.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling the show. I'm going to wrap this thing up so I can get this air conditioning cranked up, and keep doing what you're doing. Everybody go sub up Vol Rising. He's a great YouTuber. And well, Lego, what about your game today? Who are you playing?
We're against SMU. We're playing right now, and
how's it
last
going?
I checked, we have not scored yet, so I'm a little concerned.
Uh-oh. Wow.
Is
it at the big
It's
house?
at home. Yeah. Yes, sir. So I, just want to keep the guys healthy. That's the thing. In retrospect to the Tennessee game, man, like Ball Rising was just now saying, don't be so concerned with the score, man. Just get in, get the win convincingly, and get out of there. Get out of there healthy. That's the goal at the end of the day. So that's all I care about for the Michigan SMU game. I think I told you the other day, I'm watching every Michigan game, but until I see it against good opponents, I'm not going to be much of a believer. So we got a 5-game stretch of easy games coming up. Just want to win those and get into this hard stretch. Be ready to play.
Whatever happened, when I was getting a shower, I saw it was like 35-24 or 34-24 in that Oklahoma at Iowa State. How'd that turn out? That looked a pretty close game.
Yeah, it was. Iowa State kind of ran out of gas at the end. They didn't have their starter Kemp Iowa State game. They were down to their backup quarterback. I was hoping he was going to play just because, I picked Oklahoma to make the playoffs. So I like to be right, but also I love watching the upset. So I would have liked seeing it. They did it last year, pulled it off last year, and this time around they were at home. I think their backup played pretty well, though. So I'm not really going to put it all on that. They were not able to stop the Oklahoma offense at all. Kyler Murray is looking like a legitimate dual threat quarterback for sure. I know it's hard to tell in the Big 12, but Iowa State is usually one of the. If there is a decent defense in the Big 12, they're usually one of the better ones.
Yeah. Well, before I get off of here, tell everybody how they could find you on social media. Are you just on YouTube? Here's your chance to pub your channel and what all you do there.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Catfish. It is Lego on Fuego. So Lego, just like the building block, Lego on Fuego. Fuego is Spanish for fire. I don't know. I just want something easy that rhymes and something that you can memorize pretty easily. But I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I have a Facebook thing I'm starting to get started up, and obviously my YouTube channel. And I make like fast-paced, music in the background kind of videos, previews, like short stories. Opinion videos, just stuff like that. So I like to keep it fast-paced and not take too much of your time. We already have plenty of people on YouTube right now who do a great job, like yourself and Paul Jamison and Uncle Lou and those guys. So just kind of wanted to do a little bit, branch off just a little bit. So I appreciate you letting me let people know that it's Lego on Fuego.
Well, people don't realize just how much goes into putting on. I know with my show, it takes a lot. The intro you see on my live show, that took me a while to build that. I mean, the pre-recorded stuff takes a while. I believe you told me it takes, what, 10, 12 hours for you to edit one of your videos. And I've always said that the recording part's the easy part.
Oh, absolutely. The editing is absolutely by far the hardest aspect of it. It's 10 to 12 hours right now. I'm hoping to get it down to 7 to 8 after a while. I think I can after some repetition. But it is absolutely hard. So I would say, you know, if you're listening to this right now, or if you're listening to a future show in the, coming up, you know, subscribe. Just give us a support, you know, because you enjoy watching us, and it is a lot of work. So it feels really, really good when that work is kind of, you know, rewarded on the long run. And when you see a subscriber, just one subscriber when it comes in, I'm sure you can attest to this. It is an excellent feeling. I think I saw a while back when you made a video and you said, you know, you didn't expect to get to 1,700, like, well, it was 1,000 at the time.
Yeah.
You didn't expect that, and I don't expect that either, but I'll tell you what, it is the best feeling when one person subscribes or one person comments and kind of lets you know that you're doing a good job, because it is a lot of work, and it's a lot of work on top of your already busy schedule. So we'd appreciate it, you know, and I'd appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for joining the show, and I'm gonna after I cut you loose, I'm gonna wrap it up and get on out of here and head towards Illinois. But anyway, everybody, check me out on Facebook. I'm doing a Facebook Live show on Tuesdays. Just go to Volunteer Roadshow on Facebook, like and follow it. I'm gonna have different guests on here, and I just seen Herbert Bradford says, I'm out of here, but we'll say Gators will be crying next week, and he busts a ship head coach out of town. I like your way of thinking. Don't forget about our fishing trip, October 6th. You can still buy your tickets. Send me the number of tickets you want. They're $5 a piece. volunteerroadshow@gmail.com, and I'll be sure to get those out to you. But anyway, it's been real and it's been fun, and I'm going to get on out of here. So you know what's coming next. Thanks for tuning in. Go Vols. We're going to a bowl game. I promise you that.